Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're putting the Sprint P08 filter on. We're going to see if it opens up the bike any, see if the butt dyno feels any difference, and just go from there. So, alright, let's tear into it. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is get the cases off, get the seat off, these panels, the upper fairing, and then the gas tank. So, let's jump right into it. Alright, so now that we got the panniers off and the rear seat off, we got to get this seat here taken off, and in order to do that we need a number 6 Allen, and I got my trusty little drill to just pop these off. So let's get the seat off. Alright, now that the seat's off, we need to get the upper fairing off. We'll take those bolts and that clip off right there. The Allen head on the upper fairing, you need a number 4 Allen. Alright, to get the push pins out, I like using a little control screwdriver to pop them out. You just push in on the center piece and then get under it and lift that up. And that's that. This one's out. You gotta pull out these out the rubber grommet, pull it out, and then slide it forward. Alright, now with that same number 4, you're gonna take that screw out and that screw out to get your side piece off. Don't lose your little washers. This piece here just pops out, so just pull it straight forward. Now we need to take the breather hose off. I got several pliers. I don't know which one's going to be easier to deal with, so I just grabbed a handful. So we'll pop that out. We'll loosen these up, which is a number 8 socket. We'll have to get the Allens down there in the front. We also need to disconnect this electrical connection right here with the green wire on it, and then there'll be some stuff underneath the fuel pump that we have to take off. Alright, so we got this clamp moved back, but you know, this hose can be a pain in the butt, so I don't want to rip it. So I went and got an interior trim piece. I'm going to try to push it back and see if I can't get it off using this. Alright, the 2 bolts in front of the gas tank, use a number 5 Allen to get those out. This hose is being a pain in the butt, and I don't want to damage it. The gas tank's loose. There's the filter box right in there. So what I may do is just try to get this open like this. So let's see how this goes. Now, keep in mind, they say don't do this. They want you to take the whole gas tank off when you replace the air filter. But let's see how this pans out. Alright, since I'm trying my luck without removing this, I put the bolts back on there. The fuel pump is still disconnected though, so only the front bolts are out. And basically I'm going to roll this up a little bit and just try to work under the fuel tank and see how things work. Here's my solution. I have this thing left over from when I had my Jeep and I would take my hardtop off. So now I just got some straps going in those. We got a little opening in there. Let's see if we can't get it a little bit higher and just keep an eye on things and make sure nothing seems too crazy with it. So your stubby is not going to be long enough to go in this center one. That's pretty deep. We can probably go ahead and break all these other ones loose around it, and we'll figure out that other one in a minute. Alright, if you guys don't have one of these right angle converter things for your Phillips tip, you're missing out. They're worth every penny. Alright guys, so the challenge screws are going to be these 2 in here by the clip and that center one, but we are still working on it. Alright, I put a block of wood up here to get those screws. Now we still got to get this screw in the center of the box, and so far everything down here by the pump and everything's still looking good. I'm paying close attention so we don't break nothing down there. So we'll just see how it goes and carry on. All right, we have success. Not too terribly dirty, but you can see up in the front where it's going. All right, let's look at the Spirit one. All right, so here's the Spirit one. I mean, you can see how much more air is going to be able to come through there just from seeing through the filter, right? So let's go ahead and get this bad boy in and then take it for a test ride. The tank, I had to take the 2x4 down to get that center screw out, and then just did everything. Then I just did everything from the front up here. So I'll open this up and slide it in and go. Alright guys, everything's bolted back up. This hole right here on the Spirit filter, I had to wobble that out to get the center screw lined up with it because it didn't want to line up. So I just took a 1/4-inch drill bit and ovaled it out so it would fit in there. So now that the air filter is back together, we'll go ahead and mount the bracket and lower the tank down and put her all back together. Alright, before I drop it down, I want to make sure everything is okay back underneath the fuel pump. Alright, so we got the front bolts down there are now tight. I just hit these bolts here. Now we'll put that hose clamp back on. Clamps back on. Now we're going to make this connection. Alright, let's see, before we put it back together, let's see if we get any codes, check engine light or anything. Sounds really good and really loud, so let's put it together and go see what the butt dyno thinks. Alright guys, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe button. Helps the channel out more than y'all know, and go ahead and hit the notification icon. That way y'all can follow along because I got more stuff in the pipeline for this bike. So I need to put gas in it. We'll go put gas in it, and to be completely honest, I think we all know we're not going to notice any power gains whatsoever without a tune. I mean, you know, I'm not going to oversell or overhype anything whatsoever with that, but one thing I do expect is my fuel mileage to change, and that's kind of what I want to track. I think I could have dressed a little warmer. But you did notice that the OEM filter, you know, had a lot of black in it. Probably from having the headers put on and the exhaust and no tune, because we know these are running rich from the factory. So after I get fuel in it, we'll check back in. Alright guys, we got gas. So I would love to say I feel some sort of difference, but not really. Not that I can tell. I mean, it might feel like it climbs a little quicker, but it don't. I know it doesn't. That's that subliminal, subliminal blah blah. That's that stuff where you want to feel a difference, but you know there's not one. Like I said, the main goal is going to be to track, you know, miles per gallon and see what changes there. Put some more miles on the bike, you know, let the computer see if it does any sort of recalibration on its own, and then from there probably go ahead and get the BT Moto tune, flash it. Yeah, I would really like to say there might still be some more pull in the top range of the RPM, but I really think that's just my subconscious wanting it to feel like that. You know, it's in sport mode, it's not doing power wheelies or anything, so I really don't think that anything has changed on it. Front end got a little wobbly where it lifted up. It didn't lift up off the ground, but you know, when I hit the quick shifter, I guess the weight came up enough to make the front end, the handlebars want to shake. I don't hear any difference. You know, I don't. You know, there's no noticeable sound from the intake, you know, like a louder sucking noise or anything, because I mean, you know, we all know sometimes you can put intakes, air filters and whatnot, and the suction sound gets a little louder, but I can't hear anything through the helmet that's noticeable. The important thing is we don't have a check engine light, so that's good, right? We got the Sprint P08 filter, the Black Widow full header, and the Scorpion slip-on exhaust. So O2 sensors, factory O2 sensors are still in there. You know, I don't have wide bands in there. Factory tune, and so far so good. You know, I'd have to go back and watch videos to see how the bike accelerates, but it would be hard to judge from watching videos. You know, I mean, I think the range jumped up from 120 to 140. And that, like I said, that's what I want to pay attention to, is miles per gallon. Because I really think that's where I might notice it. Maybe if there's more air coming in, you know, I don't know if it's going to add more fuel, or maybe this filter lets enough air in to kind of counterbalance how it runs rich from the factory. I don't know. You guys may know. You can comment down below and tell me I'm full of crap. I don't know what I'm talking about, or give me your opinion and what you've experienced. You know, none of my bikes have been dyno tuned. I only put the flash on the Harley, so you know, I had a tune on my Corvette, so I'm not exactly new to this type of stuff, but I am new to it with motorcycles, you know. And the Harley didn't like it when I put the exhaust on it at all. Like, it needed a tune immediately. This here, I got rid of everything. It runs okay. I know in the comments you're going to say, no, it runs like crap, you need to tune it. Whatever, it runs fine. Mile per gallons took a hit, but whatever. Even the Chinese bikes, put those, you know, there's no kitty cat on there because, you know, it's a bike. Whatever. I'm straight pipe the world, right? So those bikes there, they have their own tuning problems from factory, okay? But even altering the exhaust on those did not affect the bikes the way it affected the Harley. Harleys are really sensitive to swapping stuff out. I ain't gonna lie either, guys, I'm sore. We've been moving our office from the construction site to a building we're having to rent off-site because they're kicking us off the site from the job trailers because, you know, they got to build other buildings, so we had to go off-site. So I don't want to push it too hard, but most of y'all know I don't push the bikes too hard anyway. I mean, you know, a monkey could get on here and haul butt in a straight line. Alright guys, well, we've done a couple pulls, gone 24 miles, rode around with it, you know, different RPMs, different gear shifts, see how it reacts, and it's doing fine, you know, no tune, again, full exhaust, no converter, you know, optimum free-flowing air filter you can get for the bike, and it's doing great. So we'll continue to monitor it. You know, I'll do another review on it, I'll put some more miles on it, and then we'll come back, do a follow-up, see if anything's changed, keep y'all posted on it. And maybe I'll try to get, I don't know, what do we want to do? Do we want to put 1,000 miles on it and then get a tune and see what happens? Y'all comment down below, you know, let's put some miles on it like this, and then let's go ahead and tune her, right? So let me know how many miles we should run it like this for our science experiment, right? And then we'll tune it and see what happens. Maybe Atlanta Bike Shop can tune it. That way we can actually get some dyno numbers instead of just doing a flash tune and hoping that works out. So I'll reach out to Atlanta Bike Shop to see what they charge and get a custom tune for it. So once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit the notifications so you can follow along with the changes that we're making and the upcoming equipment and stuff that I have to review on it. And y'all ride safe, stay blessed. I'll see you in the next one.